Hey y'all, it's Anime Cameron, and today I am going to be reviewing episode 19 of Utau, and holy shit! Shit just hit the fan! Now, this episode I thought was actually pretty nicely paced because, for one, while there were a few things on thinking about it that felt a bit rushed because, for one, you transition from last week's episode to this one, and already it starts out with Takia and Sailus already having a baby called Yuno, and I'm like, wait, did I just skip an episode? But afterwards, it kind of gets better because they kind of explain, like, at least in their setting, when it comes to children, well, at least when it comes to the child of Takia and Sailus, in just the span of like a few years, I think getting mentioned, like, yeah, in just, I think 4 years was it? She's already 16. So I was like, damn, that's crazy. But in a way, I kind of like that. Because at the very least, narratively, it would make sense why they would kind of rush through a bit of things in regards to Takia and Sailus' daughter, Yuno, at the very least. So I do like that. Because we learn more about their setting of Delta Granzo and all that kind of jazz. So that was pretty cool. I still would have liked to have seen Takia and Sailus. I would have loved to have seen like maybe a few minutes of Sailus being pregnant and Takia happy at the prospects of anticipating a child at the very least. But oh well. Doesn't really affect it narratively, but it's still something I would have loved to see. But aside from that, though, this episode felt pretty well paced because it got a lot of things done. Because at the start of the episode, when Sailus is age 16, you get some of the people from the Imperial City, some of these soldiers, find out about Takia's existence, and then they go back, they talk to their king, and then they go back to Takia's home and all that. And all of that was pretty interesting. Pretty much reminding you that even though, while yes, currently it's comfy, and it was nice to see Takia spend time with his family, with Sailus and now his new daughter Yuno, while that was all fun, it does remind you, yeah, there is a serious plot going on. And narratively, I like how during this episode, you see that even though Takia is having a fun time with his family, he hasn't forgotten about the promise to Kana where he's going to get us some psychics. So I love all these elements specifically about this episode for the most part. Showing off that Takia's goals, they're ever expanding because aside from the promise he has to Kana, now Takia also has responsibilities as a man to protect his wife and daughter. So I do like that. It actually expands Takia's goal set. It makes him a more fleshed out character. And additionally, aside from all that, it makes him more mature. You actually see him grow in this episode mentally. Because for one, he acts like a father now. Well, because he is a father, but it was cool to see him act like a father. Even be protective about his daughter too and all that kind of stuff. That was pretty sweet. And then whenever his daughter or wife were in danger, he would get the sword immediately and then would talk in a serious tone. And I love sequences like that. So you see a lot of character development for Takia. You get characterization for Sailus, that she really loves her mother and father. But at the same time, she has sort of like a streak of independence. Like when, at the end of the episode, when Takia notices like there were people that went inside of Takia's home, the daughter was fine being by herself. So that's Kunkun, the creature they pulled into the family, can eat. So I like that too. At the same time, Sailus' daughter is pretty sweet too, and I like those sequences when she wants to like sleep in the bed with Takia and Sailus, her mom. That was really, really cute. So sequences like that really make Sailus into an endearing character right off the bat. So that was some pretty nice elements in regards to this episode that I really enjoyed. And on top of all these elements, also Kunkun was a sweet, cute little character. Also, it was nice to get to see say less act like a mother to in this episode also. So all in all, there was just sweet moments in this episode. So that's why I thought it did well from the character standpoint. It did well from a story standpoint because it ends on an epic ass cliffhanger where it looked like they were gonna do something to Sailus, but then Takia shows up at the nick of time, ready to kick some ass, hopefully. And then it ends with like a reveal that Sailus can actually talk. I was like, whoa, that was interesting. And when she was telling Takia to run, that really got me tense. That was like, damn, that was crazy. And aside from that, we did make some plot progression because we got to see Takia and his family for the first half, actually for most of the episode, and then we got the people from the Imperial City advancing the plots too. So all in all, just multiple great elements in this episode. And I'd say really the only weakness is the animation, because whenever there was action, aside from the sequence of Takia is having that little skirmish with Kun-Kun's mother, the only weakness literally is the animation, because there are moments when it was like a black screen with the flashing white light, and I was like, oh, fuck, I've seen better animation quality from series from the 80s or 70s, like the original Shoujo, or even Saint Seiya, the series that I'm currently reacting to. That has better action animation than this. That should not be the case, because Shoujo and Saint Seiya were long runners. This anime is not a long runner. It's a seasonal, so it should have advantages with its production schedule. So hopefully the animators pick up their ball game in the next episode. But aside from the animation, though, this episode was great overall from a story standpoint. And the soundtrack was pretty nice too. And the voice performance was great, especially from Takia's actor, to hear him talk more maturely. That was awesome. And that's why I'm going to rate this episode a 9 out of 10. Only thing keeping it from a 10 is the animation quality. But this episode did so many things right. And it has me so pumped up for next week's episode that I cannot wait to see it. So anyways, y'all, these are my thoughts on episode 19. Be sure to comment down your thoughts in the comment section below. Rate the video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later if you come back for more, because I'm definitely pumped up for next week. Although I might be late, just so y'all know. Alright, have a great day, safe day, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.